Room Tone Podcast is a show produced by us, three movie nerds shooting the shit while talking about shooting the shit.
Each episode builds upon the last, so we recommend starting at the beginning.
Now, let's make a movie.
You're wearing sunglasses inside. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Here's the thing. I realized when we were on the Triple Falls podcast that we need a bad boy of the group. Someone who's going to break the law, you know? I think that's going to be me. I didn't say that.
I support this.
And sunglasses inside are definitely the best way to tell someone you're a badass.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
I'm going to be honest, I always thought that Maddie was the bad boy of the Room Tone podcast.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
But I guess not.
We'll get some sunglasses on. What are you
I've
doing?
been dethroned. I don't need them.
But
that's what anti-badass would say.
Oh, an anti-badass.
Yeah. Okay, Maddie. Let me ask you this. Johnny Knoxville.
Mm-hmm. He's an outlier. No, he's an outlier.
Austin, finish your question.
Does Johnny Knoxville wear sunglasses majority of the time?
Yes, but he's an outlier.
Is Johnny Knoxville a badass?
Yes.
Would you consider
him... But he's an
an
outlier.
Would you consider him a bad boy, quote unquote?
No.
Oh.
No.
You don't think he's a little bit of a rebel?
He's like a sweet little pickle.
But he causes problems.
He causes problems.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's a bad boy.
He's a troublemaker.
He dresses up as an old man and shows off prosthetic testicles.
I don't think that makes you a bad boy.
Damn it, I've been doing it wrong.
I guess I would need a definition of bad boy. I think of bad boy as like rides the motorcycle and has the leather jacket and like throws a milkshake at the douche who's flirting with the girl at the malt shop, you know?
Yeah.
That type of vibe.
At the malt shop?
Yeah.
How many malt shops are you going to where that scenario happens?
How many people have told you look like a badass when you wear sunglasses inside?
At least like 3.
Hey,
really?
Mm-hmm. Myself included.
Oh, okay.
Are you counting me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I agree. I think he looks like a badass. I'm not saying you're not a bad boy, Maddie.
Well, let's establish it here. Okay, Maddie, fine. You are the bad boy.
I don't care.
No.
I just think wearing sunglasses inside is stupid.
But Knoxville does it.
Yeah, but Knoxville is literally a god. Are you comparing yourself to Johnny Knoxville right now? Because you're going to lose.
I don't know. I don't know what Knoxville's done, and I don't know what I will do.
I know what Knoxville's done. No, we can move on.
Hangnails, am I right?
Do you have a hangnail right
The
now?
worst. I've got hangnails all the time.
Because you're always picking at your fingers.
Yeah, I'm a nervous Nelly.
Do you? What's your worst habit?
That.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably picking my nails.
I also pick my nails.
Yeah, we're a bunch of fucking weirdos. I think that's my inner wiring that I've just tried so hard to stop biting my own nails.
Yeah.
That I tell myself it's gross.
So you used to bite your nails, though?
I still bite my...
He still bites his nails.
I still bite my nails.
Mister, I worked so hard to not do that. And
he works really hard, but he fails harder.
Yeah, I didn't say it was successful.
Okay. What? So you still bite your nails then?
Yes.
And he does shit like this. You can't see me, people of Room Tone Podcast, but I'm nervously scratching the sides of my nails.
Yeah.
I get that because I also do that. I'm so self-conscious about showing my nails because they're just terrible.
Well, and I actually feel bad because we're probably just going to trigger all of the like impulsive nail pickers listening. So
are we triggering them, or are we more so giving them a community to lean on to show that they're not alone?
Oh, so we're enablers.
Right, but we were just calling them gross.
and yet we do it. We're calling ourselves gross.
Yeah, we're triggering me.
Yeah. Bite your nails.
You're making me want to bite my nails, I do have to say.
Yeah, I'm picking my nails right now.
Oh, shit.
I do have, like, does the skin, like the cuticle above your nail ever get itchy for some random reason?
Oh.
Never itchy, no.
That's happening to me right now.
Really?
Oh God! If the skin on the top of your cuticle is itchy right now, leave a comment.
Yeah, make me feel seen.
Hey, you right there! I can see you with your itchy cuticles.
With your itchy nails.
Mine only do when I have like a scratch on them.
There it is.
ASMR.
Can we talk about how I'm sure this is a well-known fact by now, but 9 to 5.
Is that? Oh, because that was like the beat.
Yeah, Dolly
using her
Parton
nails.
was
Sorry.
credited, as like the instrument was fingernails, and she was credited in 9 to 5 because she would like.
With the big like fake acrylic nails.
That's fun. That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know the actual beat, but
Speaking of Dolly Parton, Dolly Partonson, Parton,
not partisan.
Parsonson.
Parkinson's?
Dolly Parsonson.
Dolly Parkinson's,
Yes.
Dolly Parton. Right? Is that right?
Yes,
Dolly Parton.
yes,
Okay.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, my French.
Speaking of Dolly
Don't
Parton.
call me Dolly. Sorry.
Speaking of Dolly Parton.
Spit it out.
Yeah, God.
When I saw a video of someone waking up their friend to announce that the Queen had died, and they assumed that they were talking about Dolly Parton.
Holy shit, yeah.
I also saw a very similar video, but they were like, Beyonce?
Oh my God.
That's really funny.
Leave it to the people of 2022 to make like national or worldwide history into a fucking meme within minutes.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's just the world we live in now.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we all became a little bit cynical in a sense where...
And like apathetic,
Yeah.
desensitized. Like, oh, another fucking famous person's dead.
But also, though, like, do we really care
But also
about the
she was
Queen?
the Queen of England.
Yeah, do we
so-
care about her, though? Like, do we really care about her?
No, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It affects me not.
And apparently, like, the people of Britain fucking hate the Queen and the royal family and all that shit.
I'm hearing the opposite. I'm hearing, like, everyone loves the Queen.
Oh,
Her body's out on display for 2 weeks.
For the Queen? Well, yeah, but that's like the government.
right.
not the people
That's not
putting
the
her out.
people choosing that, because they're just getting taxed more to spend the money for this old bitch's fucking funeral.
What?
Yeah,
Seriously?
absolutely.
Yeah, that's how government works.
Yeah, they're basically just
I'm not paying for Donald Trump's funeral. What the fuck?
you don't have a royal family. You don't have a queen.
Fair.
If there's a difference between between the king and a president.
Dude, fuck the royal family.
But we
though.
pay for plenty of presidential shit.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like for him to like hop on a plane and fly somewhere, like that's taxpayer dollars.
fair, I suppose,
If
yeah.
he takes Air Force One somewhere.
Mm-hmm. But I guess it's no longer Trump, it's Biden.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I just said the president.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, so we don't date this. The president.
Yeah, so this will live on.
But the queen did just die.
Figure out
Figure out this timeline.
Which queen?
Hey.
Which queen of England? Did you know she had the second longest reign in recorded human history?
I didn't know that.
Or a monarch. Second longest monarchy.
Interesting.
Yeah. The only person who beat her was, I'm gonna butcher this, it was like King Louis the 14th, I think. Beat her by 2 years.
Really?
2 years.
Wow. That's actually really impressive. I was gonna say, like, it's really easy to stay in power when no one's trying to dethrone you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. But for 70 years, the Queen of England reigned.
Interesting.
And for 72, the King of France did, whenever that was.
It's interesting to think about too, that like there are a group of people who lived and died within the Queen's like lifespan, who hasn't known a world without Queen Elizabeth.
Mhm.
Big time.
And now we do. Like,
Yeah.
now a whole group of people just now knows what it's like.
Yeah.
And it's very meh.
It's just, it's a very, like, this, we were talking about it the other day when it happened, and we were just like, Like, I was watching on TV that morning, like, when they were just saying she was, like, really sick and they were, like, really concerned about her health. And it's like, I remember just thinking, like, oh, today's going to be the day that the Queen of England dies.
This
and,
is
like,
it.
Oh.
that's kind of cool. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
I get what you're saying. I found out sort of by a meme.
Of course.
That's fair. Yeah. It's 2022.
Morgan actually sent me a meme because do you guys know who Trisha Paytas is?
Nope.
No, she's a YouTube personality, and oh boy, she has a personality.
All right. In a good way? Are you a supporter of this person?
I'm not, but like I also don't want to like call her like crazy because like she I don't like call anyone crazy, you know, whatever. It's all perspective, I guess. But two, like she was kind of like gaslit in a lot of like the scenarios she was in, and like no one believed like how severe those scenarios were. And so like it's for me to but then it finally got released, and for me to say that like she's crazy, I mean, like, it's all trauma. Anyways,
okay.
She's having a baby. She had a baby the day Queen Elizabeth died.
Oh shit.
And Morgan sent me a meme that said Queen Elizabeth being reincarnated as Trisha Paytas' baby, and is like freaking out or whatever. And I was so confused by that. I was like, oh, okay, I guess Trisha's having the baby. Sweet. Whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't think much about like the Queen. And then I saw our newscast and it's just like Queen Elizabeth dies at 96. And I'm like, oh fuck, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we better track down that baby.
Funny. Yeah. That baby is the Queen of England. She's the rightful Queen of England.
You text her back like 4 hours later, like, ha, I get it now.
That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, that tracks.
Like I was like, oh shit, the Queen actually died. Okay.
Sorry for calling you stupid earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, my surprise of yesterday was that, and this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, but Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo, baby.
Can I guess what
Sorry,
you're gonna say?
Yeah.
It's non-dairy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that your surprise?
Just that it's mostly water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's fucked.
I love Yoo-hoo.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to a Walmart, it's not like in the fridge; it's like on a shelf.
Right.
And a lot of sugar, like a lot, like more than some sodas.
And you know what? I don't drink the Yoo-hoo for the health benefits. I
Yeah.
drink the Yoo-hoo for the taste.
Right. Yeah, I'm not drinking Yoo-hoo to get fucking swole.
I'm not saying it should change.
You were just surprised.
It was my surprise of the day.
That's fair.
Yeah, considering it's basically chocolate milk.
Yeah.
You would think that it wouldn't have that much well, yeah.
I guess I see it as like cold hot chocolate, where you can put it in water and like it will taste just as chocolatey.
Oh,
Right.
the amount of shit I got when I got out, like you know how you like get out into the world after you live with your parents for however many years?
Yeah.
Like the amount of shit that I got for making hot chocolate in water.
That's what I always did too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As a poor, I also did that.
Yeah.
But I will clarify, I am still poor. I realize
As a poor. One singular pour.
I am a poor. I realize it's just better with milk.
It is.
And people who microwave their hot chocolate, I honestly think is a crime. Fucking just put it on the stove, boil the water, you'll be okay.
See, that's fucked up.
But are you gonna boil milk?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fucked up.
How's that fucked up?
Why can't you just put it in the microwave?
It tastes. I know it sounds weird, but it does really taste different. Like it's almost like a stale heat in comparison to on the stove when
Do
you
you
boil
also
it.
make ramen on the stove? Then?
Yes.
You don't make it in the microwave?
Mm-mm.
You taste the heat, not the meat.
Yeah. I in fact I think I only use the microwave very. I like to pride myself that I use the microwave very very sparingly. In fact, the place I just moved to.
Yeah.
I have yet to put my microwave in the kitchen. It is still in my car.
Wow.
Yeah, because I just don't use it that often. I think things taste better on the stove, or in the oven. I think the very few things that I put in the microwave is probably like a Hot Pocket.
Yes.
They do definitely taste better.
Yeah, and like I don't really reheat up food. Like I'll eat it cold. I like cold food.
Right.
Yeah, I'll eat SpaghettiOs cold. I don't give a shit.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
know.
god, that made me nauseous.
Yeah.
That made me nauseous, and I like SpaghettiOs.
I don't like SpaghettiOs.
I know it's controversial. I know people don't like it when I do it, but I do it.
I love that, like...
Oh.
I love that was like your point of pride. You're like, yeah, I don't really use the microwave. I don't know. It's
I like
just
cold
It's just kind
SpaghettiOs.
of one of my things, I guess. It's like one of my pros.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? Fine. It sounded a little douchey. I will admit. And it's not like I'm not like against using the microwave. I just prefer not.
Right.
Hey, that's what comes with being the bad boy of the group, am I right?
I don't want to brag.
Yeah, I'm the bad boy. I don't use the fucking microwave like you swine.
Well, because I could be lazy. I could do the path of less resistance, but I decide no, I'm gonna do stovetop.
Can I tell you about how I use the microwave and you tell me if it's lazy? So I make waffles almost every morning, which I will say is lazy because I don't feel like choosing a new thing for breakfast, and it's a good way to get some protein.
Waffles?
I put peanut butter.
Okay. that
Waffles,
makes more
peanut
sense.
butter.
Is there protein in peanut butter?
I hope so. I should read the label.
What the fuck?
I've been eating
right?
peanut butter for like 10 years for its protein content. I never read the fucking label.
Is there protein in peanuts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then there must be protein.
Yeah,
in it.
nuts are a good source of protein.
Okay, then there must be protein in it.
I also put, I hate this phrase, but I also put flaxseed meal on my waffles
Okay, it could
for
be
the
a
for the fiber.
little bougie. All right,
It's awful.
healthy poops. I
It's
respect it.
awful.
And the best part is you don't even get healthy poops.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I love that the first thing that pops up when I type in is there protein in. The first thing that pops up is semen.
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
I
Well,
bet there
maybe
is.
maybe we should
yes,
be changing.
their answer is yes.
Okay, I'm gonna change up my breakfast routine.
Just a quick swain milking and then get to work.
Gotta love your cookies and milk.
Your breakfast regimen, please.
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, this is a very important conversation. Well, so I toast the waffles, peanut butter, flaxseed meal, next waffle, syrup. And this is a trick I learned from my grandpa in my youth.
Which grandpa?
My mother's father.
Okay.
They used to make us pancakes a lot.
Okay.
And this was the trick he taught me, is when you have your whole thing assembled, you pop it in the microwave for a little 20-second zap, and it helps it all kind of come together. The pancake or the waffles absorb the syrup a little bit. The peanut butter gets nice and gooey. Everything gets a little heated up.
That makes sense to me.
Can I say that sounds like a crime?
Really?
Yeah.
My grandfather is rolling in his bed right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, what?
And mine's rolling in his urn. What do you want?
How do you
Why
roll
do I care?
in an urn? A crime?
Yeah.
I'm taking extra steps to have a warm, gooey meal.
It sounds very soggy.
That's why you have to only do it for a really short amount of time.
I feel
It's
like
just-
20
yeah,
seconds in microwave time is a long time.
You don't even use a microwave. How do you fucking
Okay,
know?
Pause.
You don't even.
I make hot pockets in the microwave all the time.
How long do you put
excuse me,
hot
Mr.
pockets in the
Bougie.
How long do you put hot pockets in the microwave for?
2:30.
Okay, yeah, see, that's normal.
So
Yeah.
a fraction of that.
20 seconds isn't very long. I feel like it takes 10 seconds to get it to heat.
Yes.
Or I guess we kind of have a crappy microwave that's really
okay.
like low power, so it might be a
Fair.
little different.
Fair.
But I think that makes sense.
Yes.
And I think the meal sounds disgusting, but I think the logic makes sense.
it's just
so.
the gooiness of it all. Like I guess when I think of like pancakes and waffles, I want it to be not gooey.
Well, and here's the thing.
Really?
These are toaster waffles.
So they're crunchy.
So they're basically cardboard. So they got quite a bit of structure to them.
That's fair. Okay.
It would take a lot to make them soggy.
So they're not soggy.
Oh no.
Okay.
They still hold their form. But you get the nice gooey peanut butter.
I made really good waffles this morning.
We got a new waffle maker.
Oh.
It's the spider web.
Oh,
It's
nice.
really cute. Yeah, it's a mini waffle.
It's at Target. It's a mini waffle. It's
How-
like the size of a boob. What
How many boobs are you comparing to waffles.
Just mine. And his own.
my own.
I really wish you'd use that unit of measurement for like most things in life.
Yes.
Can you
It's
imagine?
about a boob size.
It's like 6 boobs.
Six
Like, you know how many different sizes of boob there are? That's like the least informative way of measuring anything.
That's why I thought it was really funny.
It's
You're the boob.
well, not that boob.
Wait, do you want to hear about the waffles I made this morning?
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
My spiderweb waffles,
Spooky.
and then you put Nutella on them, drizzle caramel sauce, and I would recommend using fresh berries,
Mhm.
but otherwise use like strawberry pie filling, like so it's really like the gooey like
Fuck.
gel stuff.
Yeah.
Put that on it and whipped cream.
That sounds very lovely, I will say.
It's very good.
That
Fuck
sounds
yeah.
delicious.
Fuck yeah.
It's very good.
For my breakfast, I had a cup of coffee and 1 Fig Newton.
Oh,
Ooh.
I don't think I've ever had a Fig Newton.
They are good.
They are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally like a fig. Figs are good.
Yeah.
Do you know how figs are made?
No, but like I don't need to. Like,
Yes, you do.
Why? Why do I need to know how figs are made?
Oh, I have a
You
crazy
don't,
story.
Like, you actually don't know?
No.
They're like made from bugs.
Figs?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're like eating dead bugs.
Fig Newtons.
Like a fig, the plant, not a Fig Newton.
That's what I'm saying. I had like a fig.
Yeah, like the fig fruit is like made by like a bug basically like going into a seed pod and dying, and that like the corpse of that bug is like what makes the fig become a fig.
Yeah,
It's weird.
True.
It's
Oh,
legit.
You have to show me a video on that because I'm a little
We
confused on the
we will
process.
we'll link it in the description.
It's bread around like fruit. Like I don't see where the
yeah,
bug
but
comes in.
that's where the fruit comes from.
Right.
It's just
but-
from like a
Like
bug.
you know how a fig is a fruit?
Okay, but like these aren't like I'm not actually eating like a fig.
Well, yeah, you
Right.
kind of
I'm
are,
just
though.
saying a fig though. Like yes, Fig Newtons aren't.
I thought we were referring
But-
to my breakfast. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, a fig specifically.
Breakfast adjacent.
Breakfast
Yes.
adjacent.
Also, that sounds like a horrible breakfast.
Yes.
And I'm
What do you expect, dude? I get up weird.
You know what? No, I get it. Usually I just have a cup of coffee for breakfast.
Yeah.
Because I'm a piece of shit.
Tomorrow you'll have to try a Fig Newton filled with bugs
True.
and pause for room tone.
And pause for room tone.
Are you making fun of me?
A little bit. My name's Austin Arpez. I'm an amateur videographer, and you know what? I'm gonna change it up. I feel like I don't have too many good fun facts, so I'm gonna just put like what I recently saw that I really enjoyed that I would recommend. Last night I watched Barbarian, and I had to say I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I honestly don't think for you two, you would think it's worth going to the movies for, but I think you would really enjoy it once it's streaming.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I had never heard of it until like 2 weeks ago.
Morgan was very pro this movie. One of her favorite sketch comedians from The Whitest Kids You Know, Zach, he actually directed
Oh,
this
rad.
movie. Yeah.
Is it funny? Is it scary?
It's a horror movie.
Is it scary?
Yeah. I mean, it's
All I've seen about it is like the trailers that have like the Paranormal Activity type thing where they have like the people in the theater like getting scared.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it like scary. I wasn't like scared. I wasn't on the edge of my seat or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay.
But I thought it was interesting. I thought it was good, and like I think they really played the comedic moments really well. In the sense that it didn't like distract me from like the horror aspect of the movie,
Right on.
but it was like a nice break where it's like, ooh,
Right.
Okay.
yeah, like there's
Cool.
just a lot of tension.
I like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but I wouldn't consider it like scary. But I thought
Okay.
it was good. And I would recommend people to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
Cool.
And who's the guy in it? Nathan Long? Is that his name?
Justin Long.
Justin Long.
Yep.
How was he?
Amazing as usual.
Yeah.
Justin Long, I feel like is just one of those actors who you can't really be upset with on screen.
That's fair.
But I will say, and Morgan pointed this out, he definitely is starting to age. Like you see him and you're like, still, I would argue he looks like he's just in his 30s, but like,
Right.
Yeah.
and maybe that's how old he is.
Well,
I
he's
don't know.
always looked like a child.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
always looked like he's 15. So if he
Yeah.
looks 30, that's pretty good.
He's definitely, you can definitely tell there's a little bit of age.
Oh
and
my
I'm like,
gosh.
that's
Cute.
nice. That's fun.
That is cute.
Yeah. So
Gosh.
yeah, Barbarian is currently playing in theaters. I would recommend it.
Fuck yeah. I
Damn.
like that.
My name is Austin Swain. I'm an animator and video production specialist in commercial advertising, and I just watched Arcane, the Netflix original League of Legends show. Season 1 is out, and I know I'm a little late to the party, but
Season 1 is out for a year.
but god damn it, I loved it. And these two fucks won't watch it. So if anyone out there,
I tried. You
I know,
ass.
I know, but you won't.
I said I would watch the second portion.
That's okay.
Let's continue.
It's okay.
I will say it's not that I don't want to watch it. I just haven't yet.
I understand. I just need support.
You're right. I feel like it'd be very rude of me not to watch it, especially when you watched what I suggested, Kidding, over a year ago. Oh, you haven't finished that. Okay.
Hey,
No wonder I
fucking
just-
at Hannibal, my
wait.
favorite thing on the planet.
This is the argument between Swain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was also going to bring up Hannibal.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck you.
No, I agree. We do have to do Hannibus soon.
So if anyone out there liked the show, find me, talk to me.
Just talk to Tom.
I think it's very
Fuck Tom.
I think it's very interesting that you really enjoyed the show, but you refused to like even try the game.
I think
Yeah.
I feel like you just wouldn't be good at it, and you know that, so you don't care.
Yeah, I don't like games I'm not good at.
Well, and I feel like it's just not the type of game that you just don't. I don't know. You
Yeah.
just don't play games like that.
That's fair.
Yeah,
you don't really play many like games.
I really don't play very many video games, and so it kind of takes a lot to like get me into one. I prefer like sandbox style.
Did you play the God of War, or did Maddie play God of War?
I played it
You played it?
mostly.
Did you like
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked the gameplay. I liked the art. I felt like the story was. I didn't feel like very invested in the story.
Mm-hmm.
But like gameplays wise, you liked it more than other things.
Yeah, I really liked the art and the world and the gameplay. Like it was a fun place to be.
For the roomies out there, I lent Austin and Maddie my copy of God of War, the one that was released in 2018, I believe,
With the boy.
with the boy. I was challenging Maddie to hear the story because I was very curious about her opinion on it, which it really could have gone either way. And when you told me you didn't like it, I was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I just mostly thought it was so cute that you and Jake both were like, I think you should play it, but you thought I would like it and he thought I would hate it.
It was more of like I guess I did aim for like you liking it.
Yeah.
But I also I knew in my heart of heart that there was a very big chance that you weren't gonna like it, specifically because like how much you liked the character Atreus, and I feel like
He sucks.
yeah
He super sucks.
he has a lot of moments where he sucks, and so
Yeah.
like I kind of figured.
Yeah. I do really like hack and slash games are like my favorite type of game though. So.
Yeah.
Which is why I would probably like League of Legends more
Yeah.
than you.
That's
but-
fair. Yeah, and
If I'm being honest, I don't even know what the League of Legends gameplay looks like.
oh yeah, it's like not like the show at all.
No.
It's you. How would you describe it? It's like that, like zoomed out from above.
Kind of like Diablo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like it's like a top-down MMO.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people play in a lobby, and it's like a top-down like battlefield.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't like it either.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know.
I just think the characters are really cool.
Yeah, which is what I like about Arcane. Like, is it just goes into the characters and like tells a story, and the art style is just so goddamn cool.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Got you hard, huh?
For sure.
It does have Imagine Dragons as the opening.
I feel like
song.
that's against it.
Yeah,
which is a red flag.
I skipped the theme on most episodes.
The intro is actually pretty cool though.
I think,
despite the song.
Yes.
If I'm remembering correctly, and I'm going to call Morgan in on this one, I think she made fun of me because I showed her a band that had like an Imagine Dragons vibe, and she was like, "Yeah, I figured that would be in your playlist."
Got him. Oh shit!
It hurt a little bit.
Yeah,
but
that's
whatever.
a diss. Damn. Yeah. All right. My name is Maddie, and I am a writer person and mostly comic relief. And Swain and I have recently rekindled our love for the show Tanked.
Oh yes.
Which Tanked is just the bomb, so everybody should be watching Tanked. Even though I don't even know if they're making it anymore. I should look.
Is that the show you wanted me to check out? The River like it's like synonymous with like the River Monster?
No.
I would not say they're synonymous, but yes, that was the conversation.
Okay.
No, we were telling you that you should be watching River Monsters.
River Monsters is awesome.
You said both. I think you said both.
Oh, yes. Both are about fish, but they are very different shows.
Okay.
It did end in 2018.
Oh, wah. But there's like 10 seasons. Austin has removed his bad boy shades.
It's starting to get dark. I can barely see you.
I thought bad boys could see in the dark.
Oh, where'd you read that? Bad Boy Monthly?
That's internet.
That's Bat Boys.
Oh, yes. No, they just hang upside down and go... But yeah, I would watch Tanked if I was you. That's a threat.
It's just two boys from New York moved down to Las Vegas to make badass tanks.
Yeah, they just like make cool fish tanks. And they're funny, which really helps because like they're interesting to watch and they're doing something interesting. So
yeah.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
But yeah, River Monsters is also awesome. We got to learn about an awesome fish last night.
Fucking snakehead.
Yeah, they're evil.
Yeah.
They're sweet.
Why are they evil? What makes them evil?
They're just like fucking vicious. They're like an eel. They're like, you know what like a northern pike looks like?
I know what a southern one looks like, but not.
Okay.
It has a Confederate flag.
Yeah. A little banjo. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, yeah, it's that without the banjo.
Okay. Still the Confederate flag, though.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to America.
That's actually the Union. Them damn Yankees.
It's just like a fish.
It basically looks like a big eel, but they have like razor fucking sharp teeth. They can breathe on land.
Yep.
So they're like a threat outside of the water, and they'll just like kill anything that moves and like leave it for dead. They like don't even like kill to eat. They just like kill.
Yeah, they're super territorial and like uber intelligent. Like they'll mate, and then like most fish don't protect their young. They just kind of plant the eggs and like hope for the best.
Yeah.
But like these guys they'll have all of their babies in like a little ball, and then the father will like be right by the ball of fish, like hanging out and protecting them, and then the mother will be out on like a 20-foot radius, like guarding that. And so like people who are like end up in the river and like end up like getting near that, like the female will just like strike out and like fuck people up.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they get big.
And they're fucking beautiful.
Yeah, and they're so pretty.
I want to touch one.
Yeah, but season like 2 of River Monsters, they catch one, and they catch like they're probably like a 3 or 4 foot one. Yeah, show Austin.
That is a very pretty fish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very 80s-esque fish in my mind. It has like that 80s rainbow pattern.
Yeah. But yeah, they just are like killing machines. They're pretty cool.
Do they kill humans?
They've been reported to.
They reported a story of, which I don't know if this is true, but the locals of the story claim for it to be true, that somebody was spearfishing for one and basically like shot it right like in the head, but it like missed all the vital organs, so the fish was still alive. And the fish, because it just got stabbed in the fucking face, obviously was like trying to like swim. Yeah, like trying to swim forward to get away, and like jammed the other end of the spear into the person fishing for it, and like totally just like ripped him to shreds with the fucking like end of the spear.
Yeah. So they found him with just like a harpoon through his skull.
That sounds like a murderer
Yeah.
who was just like, wow, look at what this fish did.
Yeah.
Fuck that fish.
Crazy fish in these rivers, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We can all agree it was the fish, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the fish.
It was the fish.
These guys are crazy.
But yeah, I mean, if that story is cool, that's pretty, or if that story is real, that's pretty metal.
Yeah.
So what are we doing today?
Damn it, you beat me to it. What are we doing today?
I think today we're doing a little bit of brainstorming on the dinner scene. We're having dinner, boys. For the new roomies out there, first off, thank you for joining us. And second, just giving a little synopsis of what we're doing here. The three of us, Maddie, Austin Swain, and myself, we are creating a short film. And the premise of our film is an estranged family coming together to ceremoniously honor the memory of their father.
Is it life?
Did you want to give it, Swain? Jesus, fuck.
And that brings us to our topic of today.
Yeah.
How this podcast is working is every other week we are putting out an episode where we kind of discuss our progress with the film, and on the off weeks we spend that time working together to actually put some work into the film and write the script and whatnot. And last week when we got together to work on the script, we literally ended up spending, I think, a full hour just trying to get down like the wording of that premise.
Just concise
Sentence. Trying to get some meaningful words together to just like, here's what the film is about. And yeah, so just a little bit of a transparency as far as like what that creative process is like.
What the creative process is actually like.
Yeah.
We had a whole plan to work on something that actually mattered. And then we were like, no, we need to figure this out now.
And you know, sometimes when that itch is present, you just gotta scratch. Yeah. Just express those glands. But yeah, it's an estranged family coming together
to honor the life of their father.
Oh, wow. Ceremoniously. Essentially, they're in this house having this kind of ceremonious dinner party, and lo and behold, this family is a part of a cult. And they've got some kooky ways to celebrate the life of their father. And I think we're going to be talking a little bit about today about kind of them all coming together. The tension has been building. They are an estranged, dysfunctional family, and the tension has been building throughout our story. And now they're coming together, carry out a little bit of this ceremony, and things are going to come to a climax.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wow. That sounded a little too real.
Yeah, that was a little too accurate.
I had to throw a curveball.
Is it really just one? Oh. So, should we get into it?
Let's
get the fuck into it.
Let's dive in. I think we start with kind of describing what we know about the scene, and then talking about kind of some of those elements that we know we're going to have to kind of figure out, and then kind of go into brainstorming and problem solving.
Should we discuss what the scene was previous that's leading up to this?
Yeah, so like what happens immediately before the dinner starts?
I believe, if I am thinking about our script correctly, I believe the scene before this is Nicole and Zoe's final scene in the kitchen. Donnie interrupts them and tells them it's... Oh, wait, no, that was... It would be Nicole... Sorry, no, it would be David and Carol that just ended because Donnie says dinner's ready, right?
Well, these scenes are happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Because isn't that like one of the last lines we discussed, Donnie and...
So, yes. So, before the dinner scene is a simultaneous combination of Johnny and Lonnie in the garage getting high, David and Carol on the front porch doing whatever they're doing, and Zoe and Nicole in the kitchen preparing for dinner. Donnie hops into all three of these conversations and says, hey, it's time for dinner, hey, it's time for dinner, hey, it's time for dinner. And then each of those people come together for the dinner scene. The last thing we wrote is David and Carol, but that's only because we didn't end up writing Nicole and Zoe when we got together last.
Right.
But it's kind of all three of those conversations lead into this scene.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, to answer my question or whoever asked that, like, we don't really know what happens right before we, like, cut to everybody coming to sit down.
Yeah, correct.
So, like, that's kind of what we have to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. And let's just give a quick rundown of characters for people who might be new to the show. We realize that it's kind of a lot to jump into.
All right. So we'll start with the patriarchy of the family, the true patriarchy, Ronnie, the father of this family. He's a bit of an egomaniac, raises his children like a cult, and is the tire king, self-proclaimed tire king.
Yeah.
He's a businessman, he's a hustler, he's a traditional father type.
It's true.
Oh, and also, he's dead.
Yep.
Yeah, surprise!
We're all here for that party.
Yeah.
And his boozy, distant mother of a wife is Carol, who kind of helped to raise these kids, or at least she thought she did, and is usually kind of the strong, silent type with a glass of wine on the sidelines of this party.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be here, and no one else wants her to be there either.
Yep.
And they have 3 children. We've got Donnie, the oldest, David, the middle, and Lonnie, the youngest, the only girl of the family. And Donnie is kind of the perfect son, or at least he thinks he's the perfect son. David is kind of the black sheep, obviously the only one not named with an Ani.
Yeah, I hope you caught
that. And Lonnie is kind of the reserved, quiet, judgmental type, but kind of has a heart of gold that we uncover later.
Yeah, she's definitely the bad boy of the group.
Agreed. And then we have Donnie's partner, Nicole. She's crazy.
You can say it.
She's a bit crazy. She's a little nutty. Despite her kind of pathetic essence that she gives off, she is a bit crazy, and she is definitely plotting a way to kill her husband.
Yep, can't hide that one. And turns out she, in a feeble attempt to kill her husband, ended up being the one to kill Ronnie, which is revealed in one of her last scenes. Donnie and Nicole have their son, Johnny. I'm still in love with fucking Ronnie, Donnie, Lonnie, and Johnny.
Yeah.
And Johnny's just this pathetic little high school kid who ends up getting high out in the garage with his cool aunt, and it's his first time, but he's figuring things out.
But he has a hard time, boy.
Yeah, he sure does.
He has a hard time being high.
And that's our small cast of family.
And Zoe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Zoe. No.
Fuck Zoe.
And then there's David's girlfriend, Zoe, who he brings over to dinner. And I guess the best way we can put Zoe is a naive gal who's trying to be supportive to her boyfriend.
Yeah, and this is her first time meeting this godforsaken family. Poor thing.
And she does not know what to expect.
Nope.
And those are the Brinkmans.
Plus Zoe.
Plus Zoe.
So they've all been off on various conversations. The tension's been building, and now they all come together for dinner. This ceremonious, culty dinner with the corpse of their dead father. Yeah, it's a dark comedy. And so we're here today to kind of discuss what does that scene look like. Is there anything that we need to kind of work out in the rest of the film to make sure that this tension feels real, that it's still funny and fun and engaging, and it's not just like people yelling at each other to yell. And so now we're gonna kind of get into just kind of a brainstorm phase and straighten some things out.
So we are now leading up to the dinner. Tensions are building, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But how are tensions building?
You know what? I guess I don't know. I've been trying to think about that because I do remember that conversation of like, hey, do we feel like there's enough tension going on?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our main issue is coming from like everyone's kind of passive towards each other through the interactions that we have going on in the middle.
Yeah.
It's very like, oh, they did this in the past, they did in this past, which like that's still like validating, but I feel like something needs to happen right now in order for them to like get there, you know?
Right.
It can't just be past aggression. It needs to like Donnie's doing something right now that's fucking me up, which we kind of have that with Lonnie and Donnie.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
Donnie is actively not including Lonnie into the plans of the funeral. And I guess we also kind of have that too with Donnie and David, because Donnie didn't tell David about the funeral.
Well, it's less that he didn't tell him and more that he hasn't reached out, and like that he hasn't. What's David's deal? Either that he hasn't, like, that they haven't reached out and like tried to keep him in part of the family.
Yeah.
I had an idea about that today.
That's it.
And I think that this will kind of work, and it goes back to our conversation about Chekhov's gun. Go back to check out our episode called Chekhov's Spuds earlier, where we had kind of a discussion about this, but it's essentially one thing leads to another. You set up and you pay off. And you're right. A lot of like the conversations that they've been having up to this point that's kind of building the tension is pretty passive aggressive, where it's just kind of like I don't really like how this is going, and I'm either going to like complain to someone who's not involved or just kind of like brood or what have you. I wonder if we take kind of all of these issues that have been raised in the previous conversations, and like that is the catalyst that kind of spurs on in the dinner conversation. So like, for example, Lonnie is like upset that Donnie is kind of shutting her out, that like she isn't like really a respected part of this family, and maybe that is kind of like what she starts kind of spiking out with at the dinner. Like maybe she is confronting Donnie, saying things like, "You never let me help. Dad never would have like sidelined me like this," or what have you. So we kind of set up and pay off.
I feel like that'd be a good route to go towards. I also think that we could like reinstate the idea that she's not really part of the family by having an interaction between her and David, very like a subtle interaction where it's like Lonnie's like confiding to David about, like, yeah, Donnie's not letting me do whatever, and like David's like, why do you care? Like, you never care. And then just kind of like walk off and be like,
right.
Just kind of re-cementing that idea in her mind that like they think that I don't want to be a part of this, or they are being inconsiderate of me and like my feelings towards the situation.
Right.
Yeah,
I see that.
Yeah.
But I guess like I don't know where we can put that within the script, because like David and Lonnie don't interact at all.
Right.
Well, should we talk kind of broad strokes as far as like what maybe the structure of this scene looks like, and maybe we'll start to run into problems there or solutions.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, maybe the tension doesn't need to really start from all of these prior interactions. Maybe it needs to just start at the dinner. Like,
Yeah.
maybe the dinner needs to be pretty chill for a little bit and then, like, start to build up. I don't know.
So almost kind of like we have like a longer dinner scene and we kind of shorten these like little interactions up a little bit more.
Well, I mean, they're already pretty short.
Yeah, they as written, they're kind of as short as they can be.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think like I don't know. Well, let's think about our past really quick. Have you guys ever had like an awkward dinner with your family? Like what was that like? Was there ever like tension being built and like you could like almost cut it through the air? Like
My family just ignores all tension.
really? Like but like there is tension though.
Oh yeah, we just don't address it.
Just don't address
Just let it build.
What
Just bottle it up.
what can you think of an example of like what built that up? Because that's what we're trying to figure out, right? It's like how can we build that tension up?
Well, kind of. I mean, it's more of, like, it'll be specific on each situation. I mean, I think we just need to figure out what the tension is with this family. But we can, like, draw on
Inspiration.
past experience of, like, what it feels like, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So I guess like an example of like my family
Yeah.
and like the thing that like we've like bickered about over the past is the most thing I can think of is like we feel like someone has wronged another person in the family, but instead of like talking about it, it's very passive aggressive and very angrily like gestured.
okay.
So I feel like we could like use like that as an example. So maybe like with like Lonnie, for like we can have her like visibly and actively like angry, and like everyone's just kind of confused on why she's angry, and that almost makes her even more angry.
Mhm.
Where it's like, how do you not know why I'm upset?
Yeah,
Right.
and I've always loved the idea that like everyone is kind of pissed off, and like I feel like the purpose of the film leading up to this is like to explain why everyone is pissed off, because everyone kind of has their own like little bullshit.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I've always kind of seen this scene as like everyone is kind of passive aggressive in like all of their kind of movements and facial expressions. Like when they pass something along the table, like they'll fucking slam it down, and like there's all these kind of like sideways glances of like, oh, what's his fucking problem?
Yeah.
Like that's how I've always seen it.
We can definitely. I think that's the right move to go to.
Right.
Sure.
But it's just, how does that start?
Right.
I feel like it would start with like, I guess I can imagine Donnie taking over the show and like everyone kind of being visibly annoyed that like it's almost like no one really wants to do this, like they're like whatever, but like Donnie's super gung-ho,
Right.
I think the only one who wants to be there is Donnie.
Right.
So I think he should be the one to just kind of start just like that tension, bringing the family over, whether it's like, all right, you're like serving the dinner and like making like a toast, maybe even giving himself like this grand title of like, I of course was dad's favorite, or as the oldest I will be conducting the ceremony or whatever. And then like that sense of entitlement could like trigger Lonnie, or it could trigger David. I think it would make more sense for Lonnie, because it's like, well, it's not like you asked us to help or anything.
Right.
Yeah, totally. And that's the thing is, I mean, we have kind of this whole ceremony. I mean, the idea is like dad is brought out, and we have like whatever kind of tradition and like rituals are carried forward, and those are like all opportunities to kind of like throw in those slights, just like you're saying. So we definitely have kind of that like built-in time where we can continue to work in, that people are not on the best terms.
Yeah, and you know what? I believe we talked about this in the podcast. Donnie's goal of creating like the perfect family photo. maybe like that's like what's kind of like bugging at Donnie is no one is getting with it. No one can just take this goddamn photo. No one's taking this as seriously as he is, and it's pissing him off. And like it's almost kind of like a double-edged sword there, specifically with like him and Lonnie, because like Lonnie's like, well, he's not including me, so I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And Donnie's like, well, no one's doing anything, so I'm going to do it all.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Totally.
You know.
And David just doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, David is just like in the dark, like, well, I didn't know this was a thing.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And I don't think he's necessarily even like concerned about like being a part of it, but more so like him being recognized that like it's kind of like I think that's what he really wants too, is like for someone to say like, you know what, David, it's right, it's kind of fucked up how we treated you, it's kind of fucked up that we didn't tell you, but like no one's giving that to him.
Yeah, I think David's just kind of pissed that he's here.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, God damn you people.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
And I think it'd be great if like David, it's like people assume David's upset because dad died or whatever, and like, you know, like you see like the anger or whatever, but he's more upset that like just like no one told him, like almost like dismisses that dad dies. It's more offended that it's the self-conceited idea of like, what the fuck, why didn't anyone tell me, rather than dad died.
I deserved to I deserve to be a bigger part of this family, even though like he's the one who shut them all out.
Yeah, even though he doesn't even want to be.
But just totally that like self-conceited notion of like I deserve more than I have.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
But how does it start?
So I mean, the dinner itself.
Yeah, what's the first thing that happens after we cut to the dinner table?
I think one of the funniest options has been like, so, you know, every conversation before this, Donnie has like jumped in and been like, dinner's almost ready, blah, blah, blah. And that grows in intensity. And Donnie's like always been kind of gathering items for the ritual. So I wonder if the last time he jumps in, he goes, hey, it's dinner, like, right. And maybe we like, from that, we like cut to black. And then, so there's like a passage of time happens, and then we kind of come up, and the family is like around the table, and you know the lighting is nice and dramatic. It's a very like kind of silent, eerie mood, and then maybe kind of, I know we've talked about this before, like Donnie comes in with like his boombox or whatever to like play the ceremonial song, and we just kind of like start into that like kind of jokey ritual, like solemn nature.
So then, I mean, he rolls Ronnie out, and like how long does it take for everyone to react to that before like all of these other issues start to come into play? Because it's almost like I would imagine that their trigger is that a corpse is at their table, not that they weren't invited to help with something, you know?
Well, and that's the thing, is like most of the family knows about the cult's practices.
The only one who doesn't is Zoe.
Zoe, yeah, I suppose.
I think that's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of like everyone is just acting very casual. Everyone's still upset about their own like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
Zoe's
there's a
just
corpse
like-
at the table, but they're still upset about their own shit.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, and if that's the case.
I can imagine Zoe just saying like, "What the fuck?" as like Donnie rolls in Ronnie, and David's like, I know he's not even wearing like the proper like gown or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Will you pass the salt?
yeah.
Right.
Or what the fuck? Yeah, these eggs are like really salty.
Yeah.
Ugh, eggs for
Yeah,
dinner.
like just totally dismissive. Like
Right.
that was one of my favorite things about Small Apartments was, you know, the main character is just the worst fucking criminal, like dragging this body through broad daylight, but like on top of him being the worst criminal, like the general public would come up and talk to him and just would like not even address the fact that he's like dragging this body shaped garbage bag.
Yeah, because he was just like, oh, it's my yard clippings. And they're like, oh, okay.
Okay, moving on. Let's continue with the story.
Right.
And it's like, I love that just like irreverence.
I agree.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say I think Ronnie coming in would take a little bit longer. I feel like there should be some sort of like gracious ceremonial practice before the body is brought in, you know. And I guess I don't know necessarily what exactly that is, but I feel like although we're not necessarily like going into depth of like what this cult is about in the film anyways, I feel like something like this, specifically like a funeral, there would be something a little bit more grander than just like rolling in the body, you know,
right away.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I think like petals on the table and like I don't know, just like various like symbols and their like crucifix or whatever you want.
Right. But don't you think that would like trigger David to like say something to Zoe?
I don't think so, because like this is almost like I feel the way I'm seeing this for this family is like they don't think anything about this. They don't think of it as a cult. They just think of it as like a religion.
Yeah, it's just
so
the
like,
way they live.
Yeah, it's like this is just what I do. Like that's whatever.
For sure.
And I almost think like a dismissiveness towards it all. I think it'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Just very cavalier about like, yeah, no, this is what we do.
I could see if this like probably isn't it, but like say each of them at the table has to like grab a boiled egg and then like slowly crack it, and so it's like everyone at the table is kind of doing the same thing, and like Zoe is like kind of visibly confused, and David just kind of keeps leaning over like, oh, just go with it, just go with it, like just kind of follow along, blah blah blah, and then like eventually the body rolls out and like they all have to do something, and she's like, what the fuck, and he's like, just go with it, just continues to be like, oh no, it's cool, like, I don't know what that is, but like I think like something like that could kind of work, and I agree, it makes sense that like there needs to be kind of that lead up.
Yeah,
like the corpse being at the table is a twist for the audience. Yeah, sorry audience, but like truly, like we are kind of slow rolling that, so yeah, it shouldn't be the first thing in the scene.
And maybe too, like we give more of like the ceremonious things like throughout the short film, and again, like it doesn't have to be anything like too weird, like it could be just like, oh, it's 3:00, time to have the ceremonious boiled egg, whatever, you know, and like they're like, oh yeah, it's 3, and they're doing what they need to do, right, but not addressing it. I don't know necessarily what exactly these like traditions are, and I guess like I'm very excited to explore these ideas with you.
Yeah. We'll see what sticks.
I do think like it is kind of important to like add just more of these just like cult like things, but frame it as a religion.
Totally.
I feel like
that sounded like a fart. Did you hear that?
It did.
Yeah.
I think a fun idea for us, maybe like later at some point, is just like let's watch a documentary about cults and like let's see the weird shit that they do. You know?
Yeah. All right. Hell yeah. I love cults.
Let's read the Bible. I don't know. Let's
the biggest cult.
Yeah. I mean, they drink the blood of their savior. So I mean,
yeah,
like,
and the skin.
They eat the body. Do you think they just didn't have bread at the time? They're like, fuck, well, I have this arm.
I guess we'll eat skin.
Yeah, I have this arm. I don't know. I have the flesh of Christ. Probably.
But yeah, you know, I guess that's kind of off topic. I know we're talking about like the beginning of the dinner, but just something I thought we should probably take into consideration when we're thinking about the beginning.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I like this idea that we kind of like get into the dinner and they start to just kind of carry out these like ritualistic tasks. Like either they pass something around the table, or like they each kind of like do something like in synchronous.
Yeah.
Or
it's they do like the like reverse Holy Trinity or whatever. They're just like reverse cross, or I don't know, something like that. That's a little too on the nose, but whatever.
They each take out one of their eyeballs.
Maybe, gosh,
and pass it to a person on the right.
I feel like at some point we do have to like. I feel like we do have to get together at some point and just nail this cult like together. Let's put up a backstory. Let's figure out what they're about. Again, doesn't need to be in the short film, but just so like we're like, no, this is what they do.
That's fair.
We need to know what they're about.
We need to know this cult as well as we know this family. Because we know this family pretty damn well. And if you've been around for all of these episodes, you also know this family pretty damn well.
But we need, let's get to know the other family, the pseudo family.
Yes, the bigger family.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I vibe with that. I feel like building the tension more throughout the dinner than throughout the beginning of the film maybe works better. Because then we're not like trying to make every scene between every person feel like there's like going to be a direct payoff in the dinner as much, you know?
Totally.
Does that make sense?
That's so fair. One of the ways that I've seen it is like it starts kind of like solemn and ceremonious. And then, of course, it kind of breaks when Zoe's like, what the fuck? But maybe we just kind of move past that. And then I think eventually they just kind of start eating.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's probably like pretty civil. Like I think just kind of like a quiet time with like the corpse is funny. Maybe that.
Yeah.
And maybe kind of tensions build like in kind of an organic way. Like I know we just keep saying tensions build, but like people passing dishes and they like clank them down and there's like dirty looks being kind of thrown back and forth, but they're like still trying to keep up polite conversation.
And Zoe leaves. Did you mention that?
No, not yet.
So, I mean, I feel like Zoe kind of leaves before anything crazy happens, even.
I thought Zoe left towards like the end when like things were just building, like when things are building up and like there was like that awkward pause after like Carol announces that like Ronnie didn't give a shit about any of you guys. He was just trying to manipulate you. And then that awkward silence and then I'm gonna go now.
For sure. I always thought that she wouldn't be able to last that long with a body in the room.
I think she's visibly not.
She's visibly unhappy.
It's tough for her, but I mean, her whole mission is to support David.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think she sticks it out until the family's like
Screaming
literally
at each other.
falling apart, and then we get that like drop, like you could hear a pin drop, and she fucking just pushes her chair back like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the door sticks. It's so funny.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about the door sticking.
I think almost every time someone goes through that front door, we have to like make some sort of a reference to like the handle being shitty.
Yeah, everyone should be like, geez, Mom, you should really fix your fucking handle.
Yeah, this door sucks. And then fucking Zoe.
That would be good too, to just like have someone like need to like push it extra hard, and it's like literally just something that an actor can just do.
Yeah.
But then it's an Easter egg or just a little hint.
Just building up to like that's such a comedic moment of like this family is at like its lowest point, and you just hear Zoe like
Help.
You've got to really push it.
God damn it, Zoe, just push the fucking door.
Yeah, we're having a moment.
Yeah.
I like that.
They have kind of like, dirty looks, clattering dishes, trying to have polite conversation, but like tensions kind of rise. Maybe they confront each other about like things that the audience has learned about them in previous scenes, or just like people just kind of start to get feisty. And then so I was kind of thinking about this today, and please interrupt me.
No, go ahead.
And please interrupt
Oh,
me.
okay. Like maybe if like things kind of start to get out of hand, Donnie will do like a ting 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 ting, like try to like, okay, all right, everyone just chill the fuck out. Like we're here for Dad. Let's take a moment and just like as the eldest, I'm just gonna take this little moment and give a little speech, and maybe he just kind of gives his speech and is like, I was totally Dad's favorite. He gave me his special lighter.
I don't know if we wanted to name the lighter. I thought the lighter was going to be revealed either through David accidentally popping it out of his pocket, or another way.
That has yet to be decided,
I suppose. I guess like my only issue with like him talking about the lighter. Sorry, were you finished? I shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The only thing about the lighter that I think should be like kept under wraps is like the thought of well, Dad told me not to tell anybody, so I'm gonna
true.
I'm gonna do what Dad told me.
Yeah.
Even in his death. I feel like it's more like circumstantial, and in fact, like it can, like if it did like fall out of David's pocket or some way like that, like there could be like be like the attention grabber too, where it's like, yo, you stole my fucking lighter, give me that back. You know, and like that's like where like the back and forth happens, like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? That's my lighter.
I still think it's cute. I don't think that this really works exactly how we have it, but I think it's a cute idea to like have Carol, after everybody's yelling at each other or like starting to get worked up with each other, be like, oh, I need a cigarette, and then they like each kid reaches out with the lighter to light it for her.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah,
but I don't know how that would come up. I feel like that isn't
right.
Really them.
They're all kind of at each other's throats.
Right.
I'm like, well, here you go, Mom.
Yeah, but maybe they would just be like, oh my fucking God, here.
Yeah, that is pretty damn funny.
I'm not positive if we decide whether or not Carol has a lighter, but if she did, and like that was like the only thing that Ronnie left her, it could be like she's breaking up the noise with the flicking of the lighter as she's like trying to light a cigarette, and like everyone's like looking at her like,
where'd you get that?
That's my fucking lighter. What are you doing with that? And then like and then you know, I can see her almost just like chuckling too, like
like trying to light her cigarette with it, and everyone's just like, wait a minute, what is that?
So do we have them? Do they get into an argument about like, I was Dad's favorite before the lighter comes out? Do you think? Like, does the lighter end up being a symbol of the betrayal after it's like a source of conflict?
I don't think it can be. I mean, what's like gonna be the ultimate trigger then for them to all lose it at each other?
It could just be Donnie's speech.
It could just be like the buildup of frustration from everyone. Like honestly, I think like throughout the dinner, like just them being passive aggressive and them being very, like, I don't know, like pointing out the things that they don't like in a rude way, I feel like helps build the tension. Like I can see Donnie, kind of starting the argument by, you know, like say like Lonnie didn't like wear her polo right or whatever, and like the worry of like, we're not going to get the perfect photo is like the only thing Donnie's really talking about.
Right.
And I feel like the siblings can almost see like an insincerity to that, where it's like, you only care about this. You don't even give a shit that Dad died. Yeah. You know, and then Donnie could snap back at like, you know, David and be like, what the fuck do you mean? You didn't even go to his funeral. And then David, because no one told me.
You didn't tell me.
Yeah. And then like Lonnie
could
like
snowballs.
Yeah, and then Lonnie can like chime in. It's like, I'm surprised you even told me. And then like David's like, what the or not David, but Donnie's like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You know, and it's just like it's literally like everyone kind of throwing their card on top of each other. It's escalating with each piece of dialogue.
Totally.
I feel like that's the best way to build the tension.
That's natural.
Yeah, and I think it can start with Donnie pointing out to someone that they're not wearing the right attire.
That's fair.
Yeah. Or they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing right. And he could even like stick a knife and twist it a bit by saying like, Dad would be so ashamed of you. Like, what the fuck? You know,
like what the fuck do you know about Dad?
Yeah. Like it can literally be like just like everyone kind of feeling like they're in the right, even though everyone's done a little bit of wrong.
Yeah, totally.
That was a good slogan.
Wow.
Everybody thinks they're right, even though they've all done a little wrong.
Put that in the fucking descriptor.
Put that on the fucking front cover.
I'm not a bad man, but sometimes I have to ask myself, what would a bad man do?
I thought you were the bad boy.
It's from a movie.
He's not a bad man.
Watch Dogs. How fucking dare you?
I fucking love Watch Dogs.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, recommend.
Yeah.
But you did bring up one thing that I suppose we should inform the roomies of is another aspect of our story that we did determine or discuss in our last writing session, which is that we are going to kind of bring back this idea of the perfect family photo. And so we kind of talked about it's like this cult's tradition to take a family photo with the body everyone is in their black polos. And so throughout the film, Donnie's kind of like trying to give people polos and trying to get them to wear him right and blah, blah, blah. And so...
As the cult's tradition.
As is the doctrine.
As is the doctrine. Yeah, and so that's kind of like his like main motivation throughout like the film is to get that perfect photo. And I think just making that clear throughout like the short film, like we gotta get the picture right. Like
that's what he wants.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
And yeah, I love the idea that if like he's up giving his speech about like how great dad was or whatever, and like does kind of a slight of like, and Lonnie's not even wearing her fucking polo right.
Yeah.
And like that would totally set her off.
Yeah. Oh God.
Like,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And so I love that, like, even if his speech is like 3 lines and he like does this little jab at her and then just she explodes and then the room gets going and like the speech never happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's funny.
Literally just cut off like it doesn't even have to be part of the speech. It could be like, Dad was a good man, and you know he always taught us this and that. And Lonnie, what
the hell's on your shirt?
What are you wearing? That's not the polo. That's not the polo. What are you doing? and like I think like that could like happen, and then that's when like the passive aggressiveness starts like going on top. I don't know. It could play either way. I feel like I'm contradicting what I just said.
Right.
Should it be at Nicole?
Sorry, not Nicole. I meant Lonnie.
No, I mean, should it be at Nicole?
I feel
because didn't we decide that something happens to her shirt and that's what she starts to panic about?
Could be.
That we also discussed that in our last writing session.
Yeah.
Is like that's one of the reasons that, or like that's the reason that Nicole gets so worked up about getting something on her shirt is because it's the ceremonial polo.
Yeah.
Right. And maybe Donnie then notices that and then she kind of tweaks, and then maybe Lonnie is like, hey, why don't you leave your fucking wife alone? And then
like ease up.
That kind of, because I feel like he maybe wouldn't say something like, oh, well, Lonnie didn't do anything, you know? Like, I feel like that kind of comes out of nowhere.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
It's definitely an attention to detail that he does not like.
Right.
I'm cool with that. I'm for it. I do want to, like, avoid him feeling, like, abusive.
That's fair.
But I think
he's being abusive to his sister.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's an asshole. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I'm for it. I think it's just a matter of like how we come across it. Like totally,
because Donnie can still see it as a problem and not be abusive about it.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
You dumb bitch.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
No, you know, like he could just be like, honey, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what happened to you?
He thinks he has a perfect family. He's not going to be a. Like
did you bring him the backup shirt?
Honest, it could be that where he's like, did you bring him the backup shirt? And he's like, she's like, no. It's like, damn it. Okay, well, everyone, come on, gather. Like he's like, well, we gotta readjust this photo now. I had everything perfectly by size and shape, and now we have to hide your shirt because we can't have we can't have that stain in the perfect photo.
Right.
You know, and like that like could be like where like Lonnie's like, dude, ease the fuck up. It's just a photo.
Yeah.
Right.
And then that's where it comes off. I like the idea of like Lonnie being the one who's like, hey buddy,
she kind of sticks up for her.
Yeah, I totally see that.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think
here's one question I have about making such a big deal about the family photo is, do we take a family photo?
I think it now he realizes it doesn't matter. Or you know what? Maybe he does take a family photo and it's like at the grave with like
just a selfie with the corpse.
Yeah. That'd be so funny. All right, everyone.
Yeah.
Get in. I think that'd be fun because and you know what? Maybe like not only is he doing like ceremonious things, like he could also be doing photography things and like setting up the lights for the perfect photo or whatever, you know, like being a real douche about it.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like, it could be as simple as like him putting a tripod or putting a camera on a tripod and calling it good.
Yeah.
But no, he's like, no, I need adequate lighting. I need adequate composition.
Yeah.
I need this to be the perfect family photo. And then it goes from that to like him taking a selfie with the family at an upward angle as the body of his dead dad is burning.
See, I kind of said that prematurely. I don't think a picture is ever taken personally.
Yeah, and
that's fine too.
And that's hard for me. Like,
Why? You want a picture to be taken?
I think if we talk about a picture throughout the whole film, a picture has to be taken.
That's kind of like Chekhov's gun. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but I think taking a picture, depending on when we do it, but it's like, I feel like taking a picture at any point after the body's introduced is going to like really change the tone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it changes the entire like argument of what happens.
Yeah. And
Does
I mean, well, I mean, it changes I feel.
I think it changes like Donnie's paradigm from I need the perfect family photo to I just need a photo of my family.
Yeah. And I can see that, but it's like, I feel for our new roomies, basically they learn through the dinner that dad was a fucking asshole, and so the cult says they take him out to the family farm, bury him, and burn him.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically do that, but they do it pretty disrespectfully because fuck dad. And I feel like we've always kind of written that like pretty quick. Like we've always kind of seen it like it happens pretty quick, and like it happens like fairly quietly. And I don't know, I'm not sure where we get in like a photo there.
Can I pitch an ending?
Yes.
So like what if like it's like, you know, selfie, taking a photo, whatever, it's like a click.
Yeah.
And then we like pan in from the or we pan out from the photo, and we go from just the photo to like it being in a frame, and as it's like panning out, we see the other various like cult photos that are like framed like on like this one special wall or whatever, and it's just like it stands out from
like the last shot in The Shining.
Because it's got the flame.
Yeah, exactly, literally like the last shot in The Shining.
Yeah, that would be fun. It's different. It's like it's different than what we've talked about, but it doesn't change what we've already like discussed either. That would be nice.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I think it'd be a fun idea, and it helps stand out this family, and it almost kind of says like, hey, we're going to separate and we're going to do different things from what we usually do. Like there's no more tradition. We are doing our own tradition.
Yeah.
Right.
Just a thought. And I feel like it also still shows just as much disrespect to Ronnie, because like, you know, not only are we seeing the contrast with like this family and like the cult, but we're also seeing the like cult's like history of respecting their dead and like, you know, in a very certain way, and the amount of disrespect a selfie with a burning body.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know, like I feel like that like says a lot in that one frame, you know.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah, how do you feel, Maddie?
I don't know. I guess I still feel like a picture isn't taken.
That's fair.
Because it's just Donnie's thing. Like nobody else really cares about the picture except for him.
So I see, if we don't take a picture, I think we have to like bring attention to the fact that we don't take a picture.
What if he just throws his camera on the ground?
Right, like something like that.
Yeah, he's like,
Why though?
Well, just because of what I said earlier, like if we talk about a picture throughout the whole film and then we
we're
don't.
not talking about a picture throughout the
Donnie
whole
is.
Donnie is.
Kind of though.
Well, I mean,
I feel like he's more just talking about getting everything ready and perfect. Like I feel like it's not like we're getting everything ready and perfect for a picture.
I think
it's
that's
like for the event itself.
I think that is. I almost disagree with you on that.
Okay.
I feel like Donnie is like really like it's superficial. I think because I think he's trying to like portray it as like, no, this is for dad, ha ha ha. But no, this is like I want the perfect family photo. Like I personally, that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, and maybe it's not a photo. I mean, this is still up to us completely. Maybe it's not a photo. Maybe it's just the perfect family night.
Yeah.
But we have been talking about a photo.
Yeah. I think I personally think the photo route is good. But I also am here to like debate. So like whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Whatever. The perfect family sculpture.
I don't have any other ideas.
You see just Donnie getting clay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to sculpt the family. Well, I don't want to like.
No, I don't care. We can just move on.
I don't like that though.
Yeah.
We are in this together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any other ideas.
So what do you say? We just scrap the photo?
No, I think that like having the pictures on the wall and having that be a tradition is good. I just don't think that it needs to be the ending of our film.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely liked the ending that we have, that we already have.
Honestly, it could just be like we don't have to show the photo. It could just be like Donnie, like, hey guys, oh that's nice, and like that's all we do with it, and like that's Donnie's perfect photo,
Right?
Because I see what you're saying, and I agree. Like, you know what, maybe because I do really like our ending. In fact, I feel like that's like the thing we're in our minds that's like mostly cemented. Where it's like,
Right.
we know how this is gonna end.
Right.
But I also agree with you, Swain, when you say that like it's kind of like Chekhov's gun. Like we've been talking about a photo throughout the entire film, so we need to take a photo.
Right.
And I think I literally think it could be just as simple as.
I guess I just didn't realize we were talking about it as much as apparently we are.
That's. I mean, it's a new concept. It was like a new thing that we brought up from the last writing session.
Yes.
But like the idea is to talk about it more, especially if that's like Donnie's motivation. It needs to be clear that that's what he wants.
Right.
And that was actually your like original pitch for the older brother.
Mm-hmm.
That he's obsessed with the perfect picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't think it was going to be his entire story.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to figure out.
Yeah. I feel like we're gonna need a part 2 to this conversation. I feel like there's a lot to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we're now just kind of discussing like, all right, now what? And I feel like kind of the dinner and the like this whole kind of end bit, like the climax and resolution, are all one. Yeah, I agree. I think we'll end up taking next week to just kind of sit down as a group and kind of work through some of these ideas and, look through our script again and see how these things are going to shake out and just get into some real discussion. And I agree. Let's be back for a part 2 in a couple of weeks after our movie review next week. And we'll continue this.
Guys, this is the climax of our movie.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really excited just to break it down and to get your guys' perspective on what's happening during this dinner and to share with the fellow roomies on what our thoughts are.
Yeah, I am too. And like it's so important and like complex to bring all of these things together. And so like we're going to have disagreements on how these things shake out, and like we're all going to have our own opinions, and like I'm excited to kind of find the middle ground and find what works for all of us.
You know what does work for all of us?
What's that?
Pausing for room tone.